Okay, folks, this is video 3 of a lawyer video series videos that got started today. So, this lawyer video series videos are going to be very simple for you to follow if you pay attention to my statements. So, there's going to be a set of videos that will be the lawyer videos series videos, and then there will be a set of videos that will be labeled information videos connected to the lawyer video series videos. The information videos are being made so that you can hear additional information that's relevant to what lawyers need to hear about the targeting process that targeted individuals can endure. Okay? Um, so you can hear additional information about what is occurring to gang stalking targets. Gang stalking targets are called targeted individuals. I'm letting you know that, so when you do your research, you're going to run across that term and you'll know what it means. Gang stalking is nothing but the name of an extremely criminal program. It's the name of an extreme criminal program perpetrated by psychopathic sociopaths, the host, the people at the top that are perpetrating it nationwide. Gang stalking is a crime that's being perpetrated at the epidemic level all over America, and the vast majority of American citizens don't even know it exists. Okay? If at any time throughout any of my videos there's a sudden interruption in my speech, it's because I'm either dealing with something that's being perpetrated through the crime or any other reason. Okay? So I apologize for that ahead of time. So gang stalking crimes will attack you as you're making a video to try and prompt you to make a statement about that specific attack. Yeah. Now, I'll talk to you in a minute about why they might want you to talk about a specific thing that they're factually doing. They know that they can remotely perpetrate attacks against the brain and body remotely, while they also know that you're not being allowed to prove it medically because this crime is deeply, deeply embedded within the medical health industry and the mental health industry. It's deeply embedded in it. It's where they're making their most money at. It's the medical mafia, literally. Yeah, it's organized crime in the system colluding with their attached tentacle partners. Each finger is a tentacle partner, and the host is basically the head of the octopus. Okay, literally, these people are demonic animals. They're subhuman animals, and it's all they are, and it's all they'll ever be. Okay. Make no mistake about it, on all dates, they will never change. On all dates until their death, they will never change. Okay? The only thing they care about, okay, every single day, every minute of every single day, is perpetrating their crimes against the different victims. Hundreds of thousands of us are all over the internet. Hundreds of thousands of us in America. Tens of thousands of us are online every single day discussing and exposing the crime itself and the crimes we endure. Now, my fellow American citizens, this is video 3 of the lawyer videos. Okay? The lawyer videos is a series of videos being made so that the YouTube URL links, once these videos are uploaded, I'm going to try and engage myself in different methods of making sure that these videos can get to prospective lawyers and law firms for legal advocacy. So you got to watch these videos in their proper sequential order. Watch video 1 first, video 2, video 3. All videos will have the same title, except each one will have a number at the end of it. The information videos are directly related to this video series videos. Okay. Now, my fellow American citizens, as I discussed in video 1 and 2, one of the main things that I think it's prudent for me to legally target first will be the businesses, the universities, and some of the behaviors of the police concerning these places being used to perpetrate the community-based gang stalking that I've endured. And make no mistake about it, the vast majority of what is being perpetrated through the community-based gang stalking is intimately connected to what the host is after concerning the neurological weapons and biological weapons that is being affected upon the victim's neurological systems, the brain itself, its neurological functions and features, and the biological systems. Make no mistake about it, the community-based gang stalking is intimately, directly connected. It's achieving motives through the perpetration of the community-based harassment. It's achieving motives connected to the neural weapons, implants, wireless body area network integrated implants as well. So whoever is managing the community-based harassment is directly connected to the host. The host is the one who's managing what is happening through the neural weapons. Okay? And that includes the direct energy weapons and all acoustic weapons. They are intimately, directly connected to it. Therefore, when a victim goes into a business like Bill's Coffee Shop on Villa La Jolla Square Drive, Whole Foods on Villa La Jolla Square Drive, CVS, same plaza, okay? The post office, same plaza, okay? And other businesses, some have moved out of that plaza and some are still there. The people that got management, employees, security guards, and who brought in fake customers, they know who is using them. Who is using them is intimately, directly connected to the satanic filth that is perpetrating the neurological weapons and the biological weapons, which include, but not limited to, high-energy plasma lasers, brain-to-computer interface technology, okay, directed energy weapons, infrasound, ultrasound, ultrasonic sound, including through sensory substitution soundscape technology. They are intimately, directly connected. Now, if you got evidence on over 10,400 audio files of gang stalk, oh my god, suck DACK, suck my DACK, suck on the DACK, and other words and phrases being identically repeated in all of these businesses and the universities and MTS transportation services, whoever used them, again, is directly connected to the satanic filth, who's interfacing with implants, who's doing the directed energy weapons attacks, who's doing the ultrasound attacks, who's doing the infrasound attacks. They are intimately, directly connected. Okay? Once you find out who used them, you are then inching very, very, very close. They know who the others are. So I'm going to give you the name right now of several businesses that have been used. Before I do, though, I'm going to openly, directly state to you right now, if I am banned from MTS, Bill's Coffee Shop, any business plaza, and any businesses within these business plazas, they're going to stage an event, stage a false accusation, a false complaint, and use that as a means to make it appear they have a normal appearing excuse to ban you. And the banning has got several motives. Several motives. So these are some of the businesses. First, let me disclose to you the universities. SDSU between 2012 and 13. UCSD between 2012 and 14. USD between 2011 and 2012. Okay, one and only visit to the University of California San Marcos campus. One visit. Memory serves me correctly, I think it was January 30th, 2012. No, 2013. Either 2012 or 2013. I gotta go back and look at my videos. Okay, one visit there on only one date. Okay, all libraries I've been into in San Diego: Point Loma Library, Northern University San Diego Public Library, the library on Governor Road and Genesee Avenue. All of them were intimately, directly connected to the crime, verbal harassment overtly done around me, concerning me, and fake propped up library patrons. Okay? Absolutely. I got the evidence that indisputably proves it. If I'm arrested for any reason anywhere and my evidence, okay, disappears, I'm predicting that right now. The police are intimately, heavily involved in this crime. Whether they want to be or not, they are connected to it. Make no mistake about it. Now, when you hear why the verbal harassment's going on, you're going to see how the main serious reason why that's going on. Your jaw will drop. It's not just harassment to make you feel psychologically harassed or psychologically battered or sexually harassed. That is happening. But the real reason is going to really blow your mind. That will be discussed in Lawyer Video Series Video 4. This is Video 3. Okay? So the following businesses were intimately, heavily connected to this. Phil's Coffee Shop on Bill La Jolla Square Drive. The CBS in the same plaza, absolutely. Pete's Coffee Shop when it used to be in that plaza. Radio Shack when it used to be in that plaza. The post office, it's still there, which is my post office, by the way. Whole Foods, okay, absolutely. Including their security guards. Absolutely. They prop up color-coded assholes in all these businesses on all dates I'm in there. And are they also propping up color-coded items in these businesses? Now, I don't expect you to understand the relevance of that or what it's all about because I haven't detailed it to you yet. Stay tuned to this account because once you hear about it, you'll thoroughly see it. It's time to start throwing down truth, folks. So every business that I have been into in that business plaza, I have been subject to I've endured extreme brutal crimes in CBS and in Phil's. Make no mistake about it. I've also endured community-based gang stalking props every time I sat at any of the chairs between Phil's Coffee Shop and the post office that's behind it, and when I took all cigarette breaks when I went to Phil's Coffee Shop. Now, let me tell you something right now. The people who own that plaza will protect themselves legally. They know what's going on. You better believe they do. I've never met them knowingly, but you better believe it because you got to remember that's a business property. The businesses that are on that plaza property rent their spaces. So if you don't think the property owner of that business plaza don't know what's going on, think again. So they will even play a role in making sure they can set a victim up. And that includes the security of the business plaza. The entire business plaza. Not just the security of the businesses, but also the security of the business plaza itself. You got to understand something about crime, folks. Every single thing done through gang stalking crimes is a crime. And the wild whores who are hosting this, including the police, know it is. So they know that every single time I go into these businesses and stand outside of them, whether I'm walking between businesses or going into a business, staying there for a while, coming out, taking a cigarette break, locking up my bike, even when I walk in the parking lot, I am experiencing gang stalking props. I kid you not. Color coding. You better believe it. Okay? And much more. Okay? Homeless people being used around bus stops are also color-coded assholes being propped up at bus stops. Bus drivers have left me repeatedly stranded at bus stops. And what am I enduring while I'm stranded there? Color coding through vehicles and people and am I experiencing any technologies at bus stops and on bus routes? You would not believe what I've endured through MTS, including a staged assault where they then in turn altered the assault video and the San Diego police altered the police report concerning that assault. Absolutely. It's time to throw down truth, baby cakes. Every business in Bill La Jolla Square Drive on both sides, the side that Ralph's is on, gang stalked in that Ralph's on numerous dates, the Starbucks next to it, the Ross department store in there, the pizza place that's right next to the Ross, absolutely, the movie theater that's in there. All businesses that I have ever been into on both sides of that because there's a plaza on one side and a plaza on the other. Every business that I've been to in both plazas, I've been gang stalked to and in. Okay? Alright? Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, when there used to be one on Broadway. Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on Governor Road and Genesee Avenue. Broadway Street, downtown San Diego, when I used to go down there in order to update my MTS bus pass when I used to use my MTS bus pass. Disabled pass. Okay? Multiple Starbucks. Oh, absolutely. Big time. Absolutely. Trust me, I got the audio files to prove it all, baby cakes. Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, located on Governor Road and Genesee Avenue, which I might have to go back to again tomorrow. I have suffered extreme crimes there, including property theft, property damage, non-stop harassment. And remember, when they want to ban a victim from a coffee shop, the host, who's already colluding with them, will say, well, how can we motivate this victim to not come back? How can we motivate the victim to not come back? Well, they look at why you're there. You're there to use Wi-Fi, to do research on your own computer, phone, or tablet, and you're there to charge your phone chargers. The crime against stalking made me homeless from at least 4 apartments in Michigan, 1 Tennessee, so I just gave up on renting apartments. I've been gang stalked in homeless shelters, absolutely, in 2 states, Connecticut and Michigan. And you can Google this. Other victims are enduring the same thing. Thousands all over America every single day, no matter what date you do the research, literally. This is a crime that stalks you everywhere you live, everywhere you go, walking routes, bus stops, bus routes, all walking routes, absolutely. Color-coded bullshit, stage propped up idiots, people who are told to act crazy, okay? Absolutely. People who are told to walk by you, whether they're wearing color coding or not, who will intentionally act in a mannerism, okay, that would suggest to you that they're not safe people. These are the things that gang stalking does, because gang stalking wants you to know you're being tracked. They want you to feel harassed. They want you to feel intimidated. They want to induce hypervigilance about experiencing a staged event. That's all gang stalking does, is perpetrate their different techniques and methods around you, concerning you, and at times directly towards you, everywhere you're at, every single day, nonstop. Like right now, am I experiencing infrasound and ultrasound? Am I experiencing sensory substitution, soundscape technology at this very spot? I'm literally sitting 2 feet away from an area where I got 3 videos of massive evidence. Right now, 2 of them are on a USB a memory stick I just downloaded them to yesterday, and the other one is on a memory card. If they get deleted, well, that's being predicted. I've already got photos from them. Okay? Every single day, gang stalking victims are being subject to massive amounts of different crimes that we endure while the police allow it every single bit of it. And they refuse to investigate any of it. Which is why I'm still a victim. Okay? So, Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. It got so bad at Phil's to where I got to go way on the other side of town to go to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, and now Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf is getting really bad. Okay? Yeah, because that's what gang stalking does. It gang stalks the shit out of you, drives you crazy while you're there, sabotages your work, subjects you to massive community-based sound harassment, verbal harassment, and color coding. Yeah, to just wear you out mentally, biologically, psychologically, the whole 9 yards, just to wear you out. A lot of things that gang stalking does, they know you can't prove. Anything you can prove, you're not allowed to prove through the police because they refuse to acknowledge that it's evidence to begin with. You can have proof of directed energy weapons, no exaggeration at all, directly hitting your face, your eyes, your cheek, your jaws, your shoulders. You can show it to the police and they'll claim that I don't know what that is, I have no explanation for you, and I'm not going to make a police report concerning anything. That's literally what they'll tell you right to your face. Allowing the crime to continue every single day. In other words, imagine a gang stalking victim who has literally been hit to the brain over 9,000 times in 5 years with direct energy weapons and other acoustic weapons and other weapons. 9,000 times. 9,000 times in 6 years. 9,000 times. It can't be said any clearer. It would not have happened the second time if the police would have investigated it. So why won't they? This is not just STPD involved in gross negligence in duty and deprivation of civil rights. It's police all over the country. Same complaints by all victims. So it's time to start throwing down truth. Generally, I will put on Twitter where I'm going for the day and make predictions about what I might endure. Okay? Alright? So, watch my Twitter account, which is at HIGGINSGGGG Neo Exposing Truth. We're going to see if that account gets shut down. We're going to see if my phone and or tablet magically stops working on any and all dates, including today's date. Because they know you're making videos, they know you're uploading them, they know you're exposing who they're using, and they don't like it. But you see, folks, I look at it this way. They're going to perpetrate all of their same sadistic crimes towards me and my property, whether I say one syllable or not to anybody or make any video. They will do it anyways. So I might as well expose the hell out of them. So if I get banned from any of these businesses that I've mentioned, okay, or any business plaza or MTS, that is literally being predicted right now. They will use anybody and everybody for staged altercations, staged events, staged accusations, staged complaints, and then the managers use these for normal apparent excuses to ban you or tell you to leave. They'll stage events and props up by where I lock up my bike and then go to unlock it when I leave a business. CVS, I will never let them go, and I will never let Phil's go. And Whole Foods is this close to me never letting them go. Several Vons grocery stores, at least 4 in San Diego. Okay, Governor Road and Genesee Avenue, and Regents Road and Arabia Street. Absolutely. Also one on Rosecrans. Actually two on Rosecrans. Okay, but that's been years ago. Okay, and many, 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 many other businesses. They prop up color coding props at bus stops like a bitch in heat. And please excuse my language because I usually don't talk like that. Absolutely. So I want you to know, my fellow American citizens, the names of these businesses, and these are just a few of them. These are just a few of them. They are intimately, whoever is using them for this. Look, do you really honestly believe for 1 second? Because think about what I'm saying here. Go to Google. Listen to me carefully. Go to Google and type in the name of any well-known business in America. Domino's. It's been called a Domino's too out here. Just right behind Villa La Jolla Square Drive. Absolutely. Domino's. Taco Bell. Jack in the Box. I've got audio files of 4 different Jack in the Boxes involved in this crime. Okay? 4. They staged an event at 1. I had to call the cops on them in 2013. Rosecrans and just off Rosecrans and Nimitz. Absolutely. Okay? So, you know, one thing, yeah, several Ross grocery stores, several bonds, every business I have been to, every business that I have been to has been involved in this crime. Okay? 10,400 audio files of people repeating gang stalk, oh my god, and suck D-I-C-K. And you wouldn't believe the other evidence I got. Audio and video. You just wouldn't believe it. Now, folks, when you hear the real reason why that verbal harassment is occurring, your jaw is really going to drop. Is it connected to, and this is going to sound peculiar, but just trust me, when you see the other videos related to this, you'll understand completely. Are the words and phrases connected to any type of biomedical torture, which then leads into murder, premeditated murder? And they fucking know it. Why do you think hospitals and medical clinics all over the nation, including ENTs, okay, dentists, and much more, are implicated in this crime? Why do you think that is? Because they know what they can achieve through wireless remote interface when not with that are with non-consensual biomedical implants that are in gang stalking targets. They are being used for internal torture, to wreck the health, and neurological control, which then will lead into biological control. I kid you not, as crazy as it sounds. And when you see the other videos related to this video series, your jaw will drop and you will absolutely say, this is absolutely, completely, factually occurring. Without a doubt. That's a guarantee. Why do you think these vicious animals are protected all over America? Do you think they're being protected for no reason? Think about it. When you go to Google and you type in at Google, gang stalking, slow kill, murder, gang stalking, slow kill, torture, why do you think you're going to see the thousands and thousands and thousands of videos, posts, and blogs and everything else? This is all over the internet. You know, I have been pushed to a point to where I am literally just, yeah, pretty soon I'm going to start protesting. I've been meaning to do it since December of 2025, but I've been putting up with so much nonstop, every day, nonstop, every day, sick, satanic, sadistic shit, to where, and then it absolutely completely control my schedule like you would not believe, through Class A felony and extreme human rights abuses, okay, means, literally, it can't be said any clearer. Okay? So you need to understand something. If a satanic filth, and that's all they are, these are murderers, these are rapists, these are gang rapists, these are human traffickers, these people are the most evil, sick, psychotic, socio-psychopaths that have literally ever walked this planet. Doctors, professors, scientists, researchers, professors, they're all saying it. They're all saying the same exact identical 2T thing. They're all saying the same thing about these sick sadist whores. That they're nothing but subhuman friggin' animals.
Solution, he says it really helps to have a basic understanding of how this technology works. Hence, this is why he's giving these interviews. This is why I'm posting it and transcribing this and trying to make sense out of it. He says if you understand that they're going to use trauma to target you on a daily basis, trauma is essential for them to map out your system. So now, you know, with these tools, you can foil, thwart, defeat their technology and put off their enslavement of you, because that's what they want to do. They need to have you respond to their specific stimuli. Not any stimuli will do. It's got to be their stimuli, and then they have to have that verified. So without verification to their stimuli, there can be no mind control. So with these tools, I think TIs can begin maybe to turn the tide, and we'll study them now for a while and learn how to defeat them. Also, another point is learn to read active memory, which is really short-term memory. All of this targets short-term memory, anything less than 30 seconds. And so the targeting is designed to target your short-term memory, and it's based on attacking you as you formulate your thoughts. So these are thought-triggered attacks, and you begin to maintain situational awareness of your thoughts, your surroundings, your mind, etc. And you can tell then what's your own thought. You can begin to tell what's your own thought from one of these thought injections. Then you can work with, you can recognize it and just expel that thought. And that's why it's so important, I think, that we're doing these shows and we're almost...
Okay, so since I'm getting closer to the tail end of this video, I'll just verbalize a few statements here for you concerning what he just said. If you're a gang stalking target and you have a cochlear ear implant in you, whether you know it or not, they never allow you to prove it, and there's different types of auditory implants. These auditory implants can have antennas on them, which means they can be interfaced with remotely, just like you making a phone call from one phone to another. Okay? They can create a contextual sentence on their computer, like, I'm going to say something to this asshole because he's wearing color coding. You think it's your own thought because you're hearing it in your auditory cortex in your own voice print, voice cloning. That's perpetrated through the ear implant that they can access through the antenna on it. So you think you're having your own thought about what you're seeing. You then walk over and approach that person, incident occurs, and then you either get arrested, ticketed, or banned from the plaza or business. This is literally how bad gang stalking is. And what do you hear about what's going on concerning the reports related to the inductive tongue-driven system implant? Literally, you just would not believe what is going on. It is so freaking demonic that there is literally no language to describe it. It is so bad. I kid you not. Look, folks, this is a biomedical crime. That means that different doctors are interfacing with victims neurologically and biologically. It's doctors. It's a biomedical crime. All the internal torture is biomedical. Okay, except for, well, you'll understand that more when I make the other videos related to this video series, because I can't start talking about it now because I don't have enough time left for you to have a full comprehensive understanding concerning it. Okay. You definitely want to pay attention to this account, because when I start diving into what can be achieved by and through the inductive tongue-driven system implant, oh yeah, baby cakes, ain't nothing like a little bio-robotization of a gang stalking target. And I know this sounds crazy, but don't walk away. If you walk away, you will literally be dismissing some of the most sophisticated technologies and the worst crime ever known to man. You will stay ignorant concerning it. I kid you not. Okay? Look, folks, you need to understand another thing, too. These businesses and bus transportation services, which also include the trolley transportation services, this is occurring nationwide. Okay? A little while ago, I said you could type in the name of any well-known business franchise in America and type them into gang stalking. And any information that you get brought up concerning like a McDonald's, a Jack in the Box, a Taco Bell, Burger King, Starbucks, a well-known grocery store franchise, any victims' blogs or videos that come up as a result of you typing the name of those businesses into gang stalking and you hear their testimony, a lot of their testimony is going to sound peculiar to you, because you got to remember, the vast majority of gang stalking targets are not very educated yet. They're in the throes of the campaign either beginning to happening to them or in the middle of it, which means a lot of these gang stalking victims don't have this amount of educated knowledge that educated victims have. So when they make their videos, they're going to say, this is a gang stalker, that's a gang stalker, that person's a gang stalker and they're tracking me. There's no such thing as a gang stalker. Think about it. The word, it's a word. Think about what I'm saying. Before you ever heard of the crime that is known as gang stalking, have you ever identified a physical person as being a gang stalker? No. It's a person being used by people who host the crime of gang stalking. Okay? And that person being used is a role player. Now, yeah, there are syndicate members who are very well versed in playing out staged events. Okay, make no mistake about it. There are syndicate members that will play a role in gang stalking staged events, and they'll dress them up to make them appear that they're just average, everyday citizens in a grocery store, or in a checkout lane at a grocery store, or at the Amazon counter in Whole Foods. They can be syndicate members, and those people are well versed in how they can play out roles against the victim. And when they play out roles against the victim, the manager and or employees and definitely security will come in, and they will all point the finger at the victim. You better believe it. These are role players. There's no such thing as a gang stalker. They are role players playing out roles for the sake of the program of gang stalking. Okay? But you see, when you're a gang stalking victim, especially in your earlier years of targeting, okay, and even into your later years of targeting, you can your mind can be duped into believing that when you see somebody who's wearing color coding, that's a gang stalker. That's what victims have been trained to believe, because they don't have this other filler information yet. You should also know a lot of gang stalking victims are suffering from traumatic brain injuries and concussive states affected upon them when they're asleep and or awake. That compromises their cognitive abilities. Yeah, there's also neural technologies that can affect your cognitive processes and your memory. You would not, yeah, neural disruptors, the whole 9 yards. You would not believe what's going on in this crime. These people are sick. I hate their fucking guts. I hate their guts. I hope they, oh my gosh. So anyways, I'm close to running out of time here. So when you type in the name of any business, including well-known universities, to gang stalking, and you see different victims post and videos and blogs, if you see them say, that's a gang stalker over there in a video, that's just a person being used. He's a role player being used by the host. Well, he's being used more than likely by the middlemen, and the host is controlling the middlemen. And the cops are in between both. You better believe it. So is the fire department. Oh, absolutely. Okay, you better believe it. Oh, absolutely. Governors don't even have control of this shit. Okay, and there's a great likelihood that a lot of governors are probably already members of this organized crime syndicate. This government is nothing but a slave market, folks. You better get your mind around that fast. All right, there's some good politicians out there trying to do the right things, but just trust me, stay with this account. You're going to learn a hell of a lot. So if I get banned from any of these businesses and or MTS and or the entire business plaza, I'm literally predicting that right now, and that prediction applies for all dates at all time everywhere. That also includes this property. Okay? Yeah, where the 8/9/22 evidence was caught at. Okay, the fork beam hitting the at the center of the hairline. I know that sounds crazy, but wait till you see that picture, you'll understand.